Hello. Well, it's the beginning of the semester, and I don't know about you, but I've been continuing to have difficulty finding adequate clinical sites for my students. It seems like every hospital has a student group on almost every unit. What am I to do as a nursing educator? Hi, my name is Denyce Watties-Daniels, and I'm the Director of Simulation and Learning Resource Centers here at Coppin State University. To address this problem, I'm implementing a project to increase the number of simulation hours used in our junior med-surg course. You may ask, why is this an important project now? Well, the National Council of State Boards of Nursing conducted a landmark study in 2010, which I'm sure we're all very familiar with. In the study, the National Council identified that there were no statistically significant differences in the clinical competence of students engaging in simulation compared to those engaging in clinical experiences in an inpatient setting. The National Council used these guidelines to develop simulation guidelines for pre-licensed nursing programs. Our medical surgical course here at Coppin has 135 clinical hours. In recent years, we've used about 6 of these hours and devoted them to simulation experiences. Our students, like many others around the country, gave simulation rave reviews. Our students enjoyed working in that simulated environment. They were challenged to make critical decisions in a very safe and controlled area. But our faculty were hesitant to add additional clinical hours using simulation. Many of our faculty were traditionalists, like I'm sure your faculty are. They were saying, why shouldn't we just continue to keep doing what we've been doing? We've always practiced in inpatient clinical experiences. Why shouldn't we continue now? But the National Council study has shown us that we don't need to hold on to these same die-hard concepts of what makes a good clinical experience. We can create new experiences for our students, and they were challenging us to do so. Well, that's all well and good, but you may ask, will this work for my program? How do I implement these changes in our curriculum? Well, to answer that question, I developed a research project focusing on the implementation of the National Council guidelines in a select group of junior nursing students. This project will assess the implementation process of expanding clinical simulation in our program. I hopefully will find that we can create the opportunity to expand the use of simulation throughout our entire curriculum. So to implement the project, I selected one clinical group of 8 students that will spend at least 2 full clinical days in the simulation center. That's approximately 24 hours of clinical time. So that's a significant difference or a significant increase from what we were doing before, those just regular 6 hours that we did every semester. I will be using 2 Laravel simulation scenarios that will unfold into 8 different simulated clinical situations. The ANACSL guidelines of standards of best practice will provide a framework for implementing the clinical simulations. Each simulation will have a 10-minute pre-briefing time. Then the simulation clinical experience will last about 20 minutes, followed by about a 45-minute debriefing period. I will also use the Crichton Competency Evaluation Instrument and the student version of the Simulation Satisfaction Tool to evaluate the simulation experiences. Well, let me highlight several points I think that are essential in implementing an in-depth simulation program in your School of Nursing. First, you must be a trained simulation educator. The Maryland Clinical Simulation Resource Consortium is an excellent resource for simulation training for educators in your school. You can find more information about training on this website. Proper simulation implementation and post-simulation discussions led by trained debriefers are essential. You must also have faculty buy-in. Go to the person that is most excited about simulation. I selected our junior level faculty because they were the most excited in our curriculum. They were open to adapt their current clinical practices. They did not consider simulation as an extra burden in instruction. Third, you must have the proper equipment. Mannequin fidelity is important. I'll be using a high fidelity mannequin that has breath sounds, heart sounds, and other effects. I purchased clothing, makeup, and other items to set the stage for my scenarios. I'm really excited about that part. I always say that my drama courses in undergrad are finally coming into nursing, and so I'm really always excited and setting the stage for my scenarios. Fourth, you must do your homework. Identify simulation scenarios that are comparable or complement the curriculum and complement your course content. Work with course faculty to identify some difficult concepts that students have had trouble with over the years. Consider developing or finding a scenario that would address that problem. For example, this semester I will be using a scenario that is related to perioperative experiences. Over the years, we found it more difficult to find opportunities or to create opportunities for our students to go into the OR and really experience that peri-op patient cares experience for our students. Be sure to align the scenarios to current objectives and content to enhance the value of the simulation experience in your courses. Finally, have fun. I'm looking forward to this, and I hope to share the outcomes with you at a later date. So we are ready, we are set, we're all focused to go in this wonderful project here at Coppin State University. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me by email at Denyce, Watties-Daniels @coppin.edu. You can find me on our university website. Have a wonderful day, and don't forget, simulation is everything.